CrowdStrike is wasting no time this year striking at its competitors in the surging cybersecurity market by opening its checkbook wide to make several strategic deals. On Monday, CrowdStrike announced an agreement to purchase Seraphic Security, a browser runtime security provider. This follows last week's purchase of cybersecurity startup SGNL, I'm calling it Signal. The deal is slated to help users of CrowdStrike's trademark Falcon security platform better manage human and AI identity access requests and other real-time risks. In the Yahoo Finance exclusive, I have CrowdStrike founder and CEO George Kurtz back in the house. George, always nice to see you. Right out of the jump here, what's the why behind some of these deals? They're quite large.
Well, you're talking about 1.1 billion, in the last week that we announced. And why did we announce these two acquisitions together, Seraphic and Signal? Let me first start with identity is really the new perimeter, which is what Signal actually aims to protect against these identity attacks. And the browser is the front door. 85% of the work that people do is in the browser. So the idea by combining these assets along with Falcon Shield and some of the other acquisitions that we've done in the past gives us really next-gen identity platform that will allow our customers to be continuously evaluated, their users, and based upon the intent of what they're doing in the browser, making sure they're going to the right place with the right level of privileges. Part of the challenge that you have in the industry, Brian, is that the industry is focused on standing privileges. So when you get access in Yahoo, you essentially get access and then it has to be managed. With Signal, it's zero access, zero standing privileges, meaning you only get access when you need to do something you should be doing. So we're totally turning the identity market on its head with this acquisition.
What's your assessment of the valuations? When you went out and you're in the trenches getting deals like this done, what's your sense of what you paid, given relative to the expectations for the business?
Well, I mean, this is a discussion that I have all the time. There isn't a week that goes by that I don't hear from a banker or some company that wants to sell themselves to us. And we're pretty rigorous on how we think about companies. It has to be great tech and great teams, and it's got to be at the right price. The valuations are lofty, but when you look at what these companies can add to CrowdStrike, we think it's a real win for CrowdStrike and its shareholders. The challenge in this industry, though, is you've got these zombicorns that are 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 billion with not a lot of ARR, and they're just going to be in a position that's going to be very difficult to get public or be bought. So we like to buy the companies at the right time. Again, right team. We have two great teams here and fantastic technologies.
You've been aggressive on the acquisition front. These deals, a couple deals you made last year too. Is there a more acquisition opportunities ahead? Because clearly you're leaning into a pretty strong pivot in the industry.
Well, we're always looking for, again, great acquisitions that fit the strategy. It's as important to tell people what we do as what we don't do. There's a whole bunch of things that we're not going to do, but as one of the largest security platform players in the market, it's about driving value for our customers and giving them the outcomes they're looking for, which is stopping the breach. People want to stop the breach and they want less complexity and they want to lower their cost. It's a very simple formula. We've been able to do that with 30 plus modules. You've seen the results from our Falcon Flex licensing, which is, again, I think we turned the industry on its head with that. We have a lot of competitors trying to copy it, but it allows the entire platform to be available to our customers. It removes the friction from procurement, and it really drives further adoption and attach rates within the platform. So when we find great technologies that fit a customer need, again, there's a lot of things we can build, but if we've got great teams and technology, we'll get them at the right time, and then we'll put them into our go-to-market machine, which is a machine, and then we let them run.
George, what's your biggest fear with how fast these AI agents are getting rolled out inside of very large public companies, but also very large private companies?
Well, the challenge that you have with some of these AI agents, it's like giving full access to a drunken intern. I mean, who knows what they're going to do, right? So you have to put a lot of guardrails around the agents. AI and AI agents are going to change the world. There's no doubt about that, but that has to be done in a secure way that minimizes risk to the business and provides a level of compliance. One of the deals that we did last year was a company called Pangea, which really is defining AI detection and response, right? So being able to understand what the AI is trying to do, being able to put guardrails around it, being able to make sure it has the right non-human identity, which again ties into acquisitions like Signal, and it provides a way for companies to harness AI in a secure fashion with auditability, with compliance, and minimizing risk to the business.
We're seeing a real boom in this country, George, with AI data center build-outs. I mean, not a day seems to go by where I don't see another deal being announced to build an AI data center somewhere in this country. What is the risks that are starting to pile up to our infrastructure in terms of potential attacks as we build out this infrastructure?
Well, infrastructure and its related components has been a risk well before AI. If you look at the power grid, if you look at water systems, if you look at radio systems and satellites, these are all fragile type systems. And again, the adversaries, I think China, Russia, et cetera, are focused on exploiting these weaknesses in the infrastructure. A lot of the infrastructure, as you know, is not owned by the government. It's owned by private companies. Sometimes they don't invest enough in security. So it represents a real risk. And if all our eggs in the AI basket, we got to make sure that we protect those data centers and we protect the AI. And this is the key thing, from a CrowdStrike and a shareholder perspective. The more AI that is introduced, the more security that's going to be needed. It's that simple. And if we believe there's going to be more AI in the next 5 years, which I do, you're going to have more security, and you're going to see an explosion of security to protect all of the use cases around AI.
Lastly, George, we've seen the current administration focus on really running a more efficient government. Has that more frugal mindset trickled down to the cybersecurity industry?
Well, yeah, I love it. We do work with the government, and I think for the first time we're seeing the government really act like a business, which is fantastic. I think the administration is doing a great job trying to essentially reduce costs, reduce complexity, and get better outcomes. So that's what we're doing for our government customers, whether it's federal, whether it's state, whether it's local. Everyone wants the same thing. They want better outcomes because they know the threat vectors are just increasing. AI is minting new adversaries, and they want to do it without cost and complexity. And there's a reason why CrowdStrike has been successful. We're delivering on that promise with the single agent, single platform architecture, and now it gets even better with the acquisitions I just announced.
George, always great to see you. Congrats on these big deals. Looking forward to catching up again soon. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.